then it gets physical, and then it starts getting extreme. This is one of those cases where it has gotten really extreme. Cassie also was shown different escorts, and if she knew who they were, knew where they came from. And remember, I was telling you guys that Jonathan Oddi, I don't think he should testify because, you know, he has mental issues and he tried to do that stuff at Mar-a-Lago and shoot up. I was all like, I don't think he'd be the right one. But he actually would be the best witness. He would be the best one to testify because he was paid $5 million to shut up. He was paid $5 million to shut up because he took video recording because Cassie passed out during the freak-off. So shout out to News Nation because they actually had a new interview with Jonathan Oddi. So I want to go ahead and pull it up here real quick for you guys. Here we go. One moment. Let me change it to theater mode so it can be bigger on the screen. Ooh, I can't wait until I start making millions of dollars so I can get me a whole bunch of, get a whole team where they can put up the clips and stuff instead of me doing it. One day I'm gonna have, you know, be a big time YouTuber one day. All right, here we go, you guys. And again, fair use. This is fair use.
In May of 2018, a man named Jonathan Oddi opened fire at Donald Trump's Miami golf course and was shot and arrested by police. Now, Oddi said that he was in the middle of a bipolar episode. That's where it gets interesting. Later, while being questioned by Florida authorities, Oddi brought up something totally unexpected. He claimed that he'd been a sex slave for Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura. This video is currently.
That was said by that one woman who dated Osama bin Laden. We don't know that for a fact.
Courtesy of Real World Media. Take a look.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave.
So at the time, Oddi's story seemed too far-fetched to believe, but not anymore. And now, in an exclusive interview, Oddi opens up to News Nation.
Mind you, this was 2014, years before. I mean, Cassie and Diddy were still together during that time, right?
Senior producer Allison Weiner about his claims, beginning with why he's agreed to talk now. Listen to this.
Here we go.
I felt bad because I got along well with her, and I think she's a decent person. And unfortunately, I had a suspicion that she was in a situation that she was in, but I wasn't sure. And now I understand what was going on in her life and what was happening. And him beating her up in the hotel shows me the type of individual he is, and confirms that everything that happened to me was true and correct and in line with his personality.
So, speaking to us from a Miami jail now, here is how Oddi says it all began for him.
I was a male Chippendale, a model Chippendale.
So he said he was a Chippendale dancer. So, you know, it's crazy because we kind of use the word, oh, these are escorts. But it seems everybody that they had interviewed or everyone they had talked about were strippers. And they would see, oh, you know, come over to dance. You know, we just want to have a little fun. We just want to get entertained. Come over and well, Cassie would be the one. Because, again, these were straight men that they would get, you know, come over, you know, blah, blah, blah. They get them to come over. They do a little dance. And then Diddy would be all like, hey, you know, are you into this? Are you into that? and try to convince them to then engage in sexual activity with Cassie. But these were just dancers. These were literally just dancers that they turned into, yeah. Crazy.
And they called me for a show for they called the agency that I work for to do a show. And then I went and did a show, and things led to them offering me more money to perform sexual acts. And that's it. That's how I basically got started. I get dressed like a police officer, I do a show, I do strip down, and then, they offer me some more money. They offer me some more money to do some extra stuff.
So Oddi did get specific about.
So in there, basically, he said he came over just to dance, and then he got his initial payment, and then they offered him more money to then do extra stuff. That's what he was saying.
About the extra stuff that he says Diddy wanted from him. And these specifics were consistent with what he told law enforcement during the 2014 interrogation. Here is how he describes the atmosphere and how frequently it happened.
Candles, sensual atmosphere, lights off. He would sit in a corner in a sofa, watch and masturbate. And he'd say, he'd tell her, give her instructions to what to do to me. Perform oral sex, rub baby oil. Then he'd tell me to rub baby on her, perform oral sex, and then have sex.
How many times did you have sex with Cassie?
Probably like 15 sessions.
And what did you get paid?
So just with this one, he did it with her at least 15 times.
How much?
It would be like 800 each time.
It's shocking that Diddy paid that much money, or that little money, I should say, just $800 to do all this.
Each hand, but sometimes they'll call me twice. I'll leave, and then 3 hours later, they will call me, come back.
And so Oddi claimed that the sessions were drug-fueled, and that his concern for both Cassie and himself led him to get one of their sessions on video. Listen to what he says about that.
Why did you decide to record or video?
Because after she passed out, I decided to record that. So in the event anything worse happened, like if she died, or anybody died, it will be on camera, it will be on video, what happened. So I want to be.
So he was thinking, well, shit, this is about to go south. Let me get this on recording, so then at least I have something to protect me. That's what his initial thought was.
Responsible for any of that.
So you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs. I mean, like about her dying or him dying or somebody dying from the drugs, and that you would be held responsible. So you brought a video. You brought your phone?
No, I had a USB video memory stick done like spy shot, and I put it in the water on the table, in the living room table of the hotel I was upstairs. I just filmed it, and had everything described, and it had her threatening me. But he was telling her what to say. We had an argument. When I left, I knew they were paranoid. So
I'm confused because he said audio, but then he said he filmed it. So whatever it was, he had some kind of recording.
I wanted to guarantee my safety. So I texted him and said, hey, anything happens to me, I got evidence on being with you. At the settlement table, there was a lot of irregularities. Okay, it was my first settlement, so they brought me in, and Diddy had a T-shirt with two men in ski masks pointing, making gun signs. Okay, and it was black and white, and it had a red frame. Okay, but that's the way he operates. He communicates, threatening you, like saying, "I'm gonna have you killed."
So what he's saying is that Diddy wore a shirt. It had a red frame around it. Two guys, one black, one white, making like shooting signs. And he said like that was basically his way of Diddy threatening people and saying like I can have you killed if you speak or you say something.
So Oddi says to prevent the recording from going public, that's what he was just talking about, Diddy had him sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, in exchange for $5 million in hush money. This was in 2014. The Daily Mail ran a screenshot of what appears to be a signature page signed by Sean Combs and Oddi. We have not been able to obtain the document or verify its contents or authenticity, nor have we been able to verify the existence of the video that you heard him talking about. Now, according to Daily Mail's report, the timing coincided with a spending spree by Oddi of Florida real estate, and it also coincided with Oddi's divorce. His ex-wife tells the Daily Mail that she found out about his windfall only after their split.
So what they're saying is that the NDA, and you guys can see it online, because it doesn't show the whole thing. It just shows, you see Sean Combs is written in and stuff like that. But they're saying based on his spending, as far as real estate, his wife finding out about the settlement after the divorce or through the divorce, they were able to show like, okay, well, he got some money from somewhere. Now, he was a dancer. I don't think Chippendale dancers make that much money. I don't know. I am fat. I have never been one. Have I had sex for gas money before? Yes, I have. Am I proud of it? Yes, I am, because I needed gas. Anyway, with that being said, he wouldn't be able to afford the lifestyle that he had with just being a Chippendales dancer, right? So obviously he was getting the money from somewhere else, and it coincides with what they believe. He did get something.
Basically, the day the incidents happened at Trump National Doral, I had to take a medication, and I didn't. I'd be diagnosed bipolar, but I wasn't sure I was bipolar, and I had an episode, and basically I've been taking medication every day. I've been stable. I had no issues in jail. I've had excellent behavior in jail, and I'm feeling ready to come out to society and be a productive member of society.
All right, so Oddi remains locked up in a Florida jail, still awaiting trial on charges of attempted murder, armed burglary, aggravated assault, and armed grand theft. Regarding the sex slave claims, we've reached out to Sean Diddy Combs' team for comment and have yet to hear back.
And like I said today, it was confirmed by Cassie that they did have, he was, I don't want to say a client because they were requesting the services, but he was a freak-off partner. It was confirmed today. Again, you can't never say somebody crazy or somebody's this and that if it's true. So I have to eat my words and say, hey, maybe Jonathan Oddi is the perfect person to interview, because one, he can show that Cassie was taking, they were doing so many drugs, which I don't think they really focused on how Diddy got the drugs. I think they want to lean more into that to show the RICO, how they're using the money to do drugs and, I don't know if Diddy was selling it to people or he was just using it for himself. I don't know. Hopefully that's more discussed too as well. And then also that she passed out. So that even shows like what Cassie was saying, like even against her own will, she was still doing it just to please Diddy because she felt like, okay, well, I need to please him and I have to do these things. So um it's a lot. Now, one thing that I do know that the defense is going to bring up is when after she said she was R-worded, she then met up with Diddy again while she was dating her current husband, Alex Fine. While she was dating Alex Fine, she still went out and had relations consensually the second time in 2018 with Diddy because she still was very much in love with him. She talked about how she wanted to unalive herself and that she tried to walk into traffic, but Alex saved her. Um, she then sought therapy. We know from the initial lawsuit that she did go to rehab to kick her habit because she was addicted to drugs after going through all that. We also find out that Cassie did get that $20 million. She got that $20 million, y'all. That settlement within 24 hours. Remember, she was asked for 30. She ended up getting 20. She confirmed it. Now, one of the things that it didn't detail too much to me is could that whole thing with Cassie writing a book and then sending it over to Diddy and asking for 30 million for the book, could that be seen as blackmail? I wonder how that would be played out in court. Because again, she has not been cross-examined from the defense yet. But she mentioned after therapy and everything like that, she wrote a book and she sent it over to Diddy through her lawyer via KK, the Christina lady, and they basically laughed at it and was like, yeah, whatever. And so what she did was then issue a lawsuit. Would that be seen as some kind of blackmail or extortion, or how is that going to be viewed? I'm wondering how that's going to be looked at. And again, it's a fair question. Now, is it still blackmail if the stuff that happened to you is true? That's another way of looking at it. There's a few different ways that you can look at this and be all like, okay, one, I definitely think after everything she's been through, yeah, Cassie, get your money. Get your money, dog. Get your money. I ain't mad at you. And then the other way is kind of like, okay, well, it seemed like you were plotting and was all like, hey, you don't pay me, I'm a sue you, or I'm gonna put this book out and damage your livelihood and blah, blah, blah. But again, we don't know what the conversation was. Or did she reach out to Diddy for his approval to put the book out since it had his name in there? There's multiple ways of looking at it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the link if you guys want to come up for a little bit and just state your point. I'll give everybody a couple of minutes. Don't try to outshine me. Don't try to make your moment. Don't overtalk me. Just say what you got to say. And then, we'll do a little back and forth. And then we'll go ahead and end the show because the Warriors game is about to start in 10 minutes. So we ain't got all day. But I'm going to go. I always got to give a precursor before I go. I just hate panels.